Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today we are here setting up my word of the year. So I've got a bunch of supplies. I have my punch up here, got a paper trimmer here over to the side. I do have my planner with its Christmas cover, still in the Christmas season, you guys, and so trying to set up this word of the year so that way I can finish out the Christmas season with some motivation and being able to switch into the new year with some just excellence. So I've got some scrap paper here. This is 8.5 by 11 scrap paper. I am going to use the back of it because it's single-sided. I chose something that has, as you can see, like the store design. Thought it was super cute. Feels like January, but also can be something that's not super seasonal. So I wanted to use that. I've got a stack of floral stickers, and then I have letters here just to be able to set my word of the year. Now I'm going to move everything to the side. First things first, I'm going to take this paper and just trim it and punch it just to be able to clear off some of my desk. I am going to be putting this into my classic happy planner. I in fact just last video talked about, was it last video? The video before talked about the gift that I gave to myself, the Temu planner, and I just thought about it and I really don't need to keep it. There are too many errors with it, like the way it was printed, it just didn't make sense, and I have plenty of planners, and so what I decided to do was go ahead and return it, and so that one is no longer on the list, but I'm glad I was able to take a look at it, and just see what was in there. Probably should have cut these separately, like it's already imperfect, my measurements. But anyway, I am returning that planner. I did return that planner. Well, I didn't return it yet. I initiated the return, and so just have to go drop it off at UPS so that way it can get sent back. So because I'm returning it, I decided to do something different. And so what I'm going to be doing is basically using or converting my personal growth planner, the one that I was using to track my volunteer activities and my civic engagement, things I'm doing in the community. Let me punch this. All right, that's done. Perfect. But going back to my story, I'm going to be using it to basically continue with my personal growth. That means like tracking all of my leadership opportunities, volunteer hours, that kind of thing. But I also want to be able to add to it my word of the year, and just like some spots to reflect about the word of the year. I don't know if I need both sides of it. The problem is these letters are tiny, so I can only put it on one side. All right, so let me just take a look first. So I've got these letters. These are not Happy Planner letters. They came from, I would say, like probably Dollar Tree, but this is just in addition. These pages will be in addition to my personal growth planner. I'm going to convert the dashboard layout, which is what I'm using for my personal growth, to be able to kind of like every week or every month just talk about how the word of the year applies to that week. So it will be a little bit of like journaling about my goals, and I think that should be okay. I don't really have any kind of like measurable goals in the sense of like I need to track it every single day, or have habit trackers or any of that type of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm going with just chit-chatting with you about it. Now let's go ahead and talk about my word of the year. I have been reflecting on what my word of the year should be, and I finally settled on options, a couple of options. I wanted a theme of like wellness, mental health, just like staying engaged with like personal self-care type, some theme related to that. And so I did hop onto ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to take a look at what would make the most sense for me. And so it gave me several words. And so some of the words were like resilience, thrive, so on and so forth. But the one that stood out to me was the word bloom. And so I pulled these letters because I think I have enough blues at least to be able to make bloom. Right, so here's some O's. Right, and then I'm gonna grab an M from here. There's L's there as well, and so then B. Right, so I'm gonna use the word bloom, but it's not, like I said, it's not like super large letters. I should have probably try to find bigger letters, but I will make do as well. And so because these are so small, I want to fill it in with some florals, right? And so the theme or the word for me, it's speaking of course about growing, and I do like the word grow, but I really like the idea of bloom as like the actual word for the year, just because I don't know, it gives the sense of like there's an explosion, right? So when you think about grow, grow is like maybe not slow, but growing is something that's predictable. I guess that is the way I would describe it. So when I think of the word grow, that's kind of what comes to mind for me. Is like it's something predictable. You expect a certain direction of growth. You expect a certain like stage or amount of growth to occur. But bloom kind of, I don't know. To me, it implies a little bit of like an explosion, right? Like that. There's like just faster movement or like quick movement into like into that growth, right? The growth is just exponentially more. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's just kind of how I interpreted the word bloom. And again, ChatGPT helped me with that. I'm just throwing down random flowers here, but that's why I chose that word. Some of the other options that ChatGPT had given me were like I said, resilience, thrive. I like those words as well, but they just seemed, I don't know, all of these words, of course, are like action words, but I really just, I don't know, they didn't speak to me as much, and so that's why I didn't use them. So I'm just putting them randomly right here in the middle, as you can see here. I just kind of want to keep the look contained, I guess is the way I would say it, and mix up the florals. These florals come from several different books, but most of them are that style of sophisticated florals, which if you know me and you follow my channel, you know these are my absolute favorite line art, my favorite florals. And so I'm kind of like putting it kind of like this. I think I want to put the word maybe like right here, and then just kind of have it be like, you know, this like explosion, as I'm talking about like explosions, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I know with sophisticated florals, I'm actually looking at a quote here. There's like kind of this messaging, right? Like this one says happiness blooms from within. It's a different like foiling, but I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna let it go. All right, so these are definitely the sophisticated florals. This flower right here, I love it. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. All right, let me try to get the word in here before I go too much further. So I don't know if I want to put them here. Could it be like the, I think I'm gonna put it on this side. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this. That M is like stuck on the page, so I'm gonna use this M. I'm gonna spell it backwards just to be able to make sure that I have enough room. Right, so I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna put it kind of like right here. All right, so right, that's the first letter. Let me grab the O's. Oh, my nails are so long. I put my nails on for Christmas, of course, just to have my beautiful nails, but they're so long. I should probably grab a pair of tweezers, but that's okay. So I'm gonna just wing it in terms of like whether it's straight or not. You guys can let me know if it's super crooked. Progress, not perfection. Not aiming for perfection here. All of these are DIYs, right? So I'm gonna be okay with it. All right, let's get this last one. Not the last O. It's not the last one. All right, I'm gonna mix up the colors a little bit. So let's put the L with this color. Okay, and then I'll use this B, so that way it's not the same color B. All right, and we're gonna have the word done at least. All right, let me move this out of the way. Now that I'm looking at it, it feels like the M is a little bit crooked, but I'm just gonna leave it for right now. I'll probably fiddle with it a little bit later, just to make sure it is straight. All right, but we'll do that for the time being. And then it's already, you can kind of see like this. I'm going to add upwards right here, so that way it kind of flows into the bloom. So we'll just keep going. I really want to use this quote, but I feel like it would, I don't know, should I use it? It's like gold foiling, and these other florals are like rose gold, but I can totally use it too. Like, who says you can't mix your metals, right? Put it right here. All right, and I'm just throwing them randomly. I'm trying not to overlap them, you know, but just kind of like filling in some of the gaps. These smaller florals, I think I'm gonna like just kind of sprinkle throughout. I don't want the ones with the stems, so avoiding those for right now, but we'll go right here, right, and then one right here. Right, so far so good. Let's go back over here, like this one. Right, and once I'm done with this, of course, I'm going to cut it and repunch it, trim off the edges, just kind of clean it up, generally speaking. Let's use some of these black leaves. Right, most of the other ones are the rose gold. Right. I'm loving it so far. All right. If you have a word of the year, just drop a comment for what your word of the year is. I would love to hear it. Yeah, I always like to watch videos of like how people process their word of the year and like why they select a certain word. So yeah, if you have any like thoughts about like your own process for selecting a word, please do let me know. I love to learn about it and hear about it, and you know, just interact with you in that way. So just let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna add just a few more. Try not to be too much with this. All right, I'm gonna add this one last one because I love it. All right, and then, all right, see, again, these are gold. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them all in here. If I put them in here, then it would be on purpose, right? Instead of just having the one quote, I have multiple. All right, so let's get this one in here. Super cute. Add another flower right here, I think. My nails, you guys. All right, it's really hard to peel these up. Okay, this one does have a stem, but I will just survive. It's down here at the bottom, so that's okay. All right, let me add these last couple of gold florals. Let's put one kind of like right here. Love it. All right, and this one says happiness blooms from within, so I'm going to put this kind of right here, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. All right, it's not perfect. I can still, like I said, fiddle with it a little bit and just, you know, figure out what goes where and like how I can adjust or add to it. But for the time being, I've got my word of the year down and I love it. So I'm going to put this back in here. Waste not, want not. I'm just going to use every single piece. So I'm going to stick this just back in there like that. Right, and then, like I said, I am going to trim this down like this. I do turn the sticky parts together so they're facing each other. I'll put it together, and then I will take my punch and punch it again. All right, and then we will be done. All right, trying to keep it, like I said, short and sweet, just so that way I can have my word done. Uh-oh, now it's jammed. All right. Careful with taking it out. Okay, my punch is like on its last legs. All right, so there are some sticky bits here. Let me cut those parts off. Okay, and then I think that's it. All right, not too terrible in terms of the damage there. All right, what do you guys think? All right, again, not perfect, but still very beautiful. I think I really want to go back in and add more flowers, but this is my word for the entire year, so I'm gonna leave it for the time being and just kind of play with it, reflect on this every single month, every single week, maybe even. And again, it's going into my goals planner / my personal growth planner, and I'm done. All right, so I love it. Bloom is my word. Let me know what your word of the year is. If you even participate in something like one little word or word of the year. I just love it. I love having the focus word for the entire year. So it's not something that I do in terms of goal setting per se, but it's just nice to have a word that describes what I want my intention to be for the year. So we're all done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.